Action.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cinemaology. I am Kira, and this is Joshua.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about a few things. But first, the original Star Wars Trilogy, right?
Yep, the original 1977 Star Wars Trilogy.
The old trilogy. And I didn't see this, I didn't watch it in like time order. I think I watched it based on the numbers of the movies. Yeah. So
she watched it in chronological order.
Yeah. So, that's the word. I watched it in chronological order, and I was shocked when I got to the original trilogy, and it was old. And I was like, why does this look like it was made in 1902? But then I realized that those were the original movies.
Baby, 1902?
So, it was old. I was so confused. But I like the original trilogy, and so we're gonna get started with A New Hope.
A New Hope.
A New Hope. That's the first movie in the trilogy, but it's number 4.
Number 4. So we're gonna. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
So we're gonna just do a summary of the original trilogy, just a quick rundown, so we're all on the same page. Then we're gonna talk about, and during that we're gonna stop a little bit, talk about what we liked, what we didn't like. This is gonna be a little bit longer video than we're doing. We're trying out a new format considering all the stuff going on with Congress and TikTok. So yeah, all right, you're gonna go describe A New Hope.
Yes, and what I remember about A New Hope, the plot or the premise, I guess, is that Leia,
Princess Leia
and other rebellion folks,
mostly her though,
are trying to, either they got the plans, or they're trying to get the plans for the Death Star to blow it up.
Yeah, they already got them.
They got the plans for the Death Star. But somebody finds out that she has the plans, and so she sends R2-D2 and
C-3PO.
Oh, C-3PO went?
Yeah, your favorite characters.
My favorite characters. She sent them to go find Obi-Wan, who is really old.
Yeah. And
again, I was watching these in chronological order, so.
As we call him, Oldie-Wan.
Oldie-Wan. So I didn't know what was happening. I was just like, that's Obi-Wan? I just couldn't.
How shocked were you when you saw young Obi-Wan? Were you very confused when it goes to the first one and he's just young again?
When it's past the original trilogy?
Yeah, when he was just like super young, like, wait, that's Obi-Wan? Did you even know that was Obi-Wan the first time you watched it?
In the original, I watched it. He was young in the first movies. With
I
Anakin.
forgot. You watched it the right way. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You watched it the chronological way.
I watched it. He was young, and then in the fourth movie,
you're like, what the heck happened?
And so I didn't really put them together. I had a very hard mental disconnect between the first 3 movies and going back to the original trilogy.
Baby,
nothing made sense to me.
When we get them, tell them about the spoiler that you read.
Disney Plus, count your days for spoiling Star Wars for me. Everyone says Star Wars is, of course, a classic, a cult classic. Everyone knows Star Wars, but everyone doesn't know. So you have to account for the people who have never encountered Star Wars. I didn't watch Star Wars when I was younger, and many of the movies were already out by the time I was born. So you have to know that everyone isn't going to know the intricacies of Star Wars. And for the kids who were born in 2010, 2012, they want to be surprised too. So give them that. But anyway, so R2 and 3PO. I'm going through the plot.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
R2 and 3PO. I'll tell them that when we get to the second movies.
Okay.
They go to find Obi-Wan, and then they, I guess, run into Luke, who I was very confused about Luke as well. I'm telling you, watching them in chronological order and getting to this part with Luke and Obi-Wan confused me because I was like, who is this? What's going on? So, long story short, Luke winds up going with.
He sees the message from R2-D2 saying, "Obi-Wan, save me."
Yeah, he helps Obi-Wan and R2 and 3PO find Obi-Wan.
Which is so weird to me because they say Old Ben Kenobi, and he just realized the last name. He goes, maybe Old Ben knows who Obi-Wan is because they have the same last name.
Yeah.
And he just pulls up on him.
Yeah.
And they're already acquainted, which is kind of funny. They know each other a little bit.
And then they all go together to some planet that I don't
know.
No,
they're on the same. They're already on.
No, they leave. They leave.
You're missing who he meets. Who does he meet before they leave?
They meet on that planet before they leave.
It's on the same
I thought
planet.
they meet after.
No. They found him to find a pilot. So they go to the bar on that planet. He's just in the boonies. They go to the city.
Oh yeah. And Han Solo still being a treacherous, penniless vagrant, He's hiding from. Don't tell me. Jabba.
Yeah.
He owes
my
Jabba,
favorite character.
He owes Jabba 500 billion wulongs, and so
wrong show. That's Cowboy Bebop. Credits. Sorry, we just started Cowboy Bebop, so Kira gets him a little mixed up.
So he owes Jabba a whole bunch of money, but I don't know what they offered him to get him to go along with being the pilot for them.
Money. They said we're gonna save a princess, so you're probably gonna get a bounty for it.
Okay, yeah. Han's all about the money. Han is one of my favorite characters.
Hey, Han shot first. He's in that bar. Boy walks up on Han. Han's just like, he's like, hey, Jabba wants you. Han's like, get it.
I didn't know this was a debate in the Star Wars community of who shot first.
Yeah.
That's for the real nerds to engage with. So
wait, what are you implying?
That you're the real nerd.
All right.
He knows why lightsabers are different colors and all this stuff. And I'm just watching the movies, not knowing what's going on. I had to watch them through twice. And I loved all of them, but didn't know what was happening in any of them. I'm like, who's this?
Ooh, pretty lights.
Pretty lights, flying, hovercrafts, aliens. So
they meet Han and Chewie.
Yep.
Or Chewbacca
Han.
For those that aren't his friends.
They meet Han and Chewbacca, and then they go somewhere.
Yeah, they go to, they go to save Princess Leia first.
Oh, yeah. Oh. And they get in a shootout, pew, 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 and jump down into the...
garbage disposal. No, that's not that one.
They go down into the vents, right?
Yeah, they did that one.
And they're about to
garbage chute.
The garbage chute, and they're going to get squeezed until R2, the real hero, saves the day.
Yep.
Because 3PO busy screaming somewhere, and which I get it. I understand 3PO.
I just want to put this out there. C-3PO is Kira. Like, if Kira was in the Star Wars universe, she would be C-3PO. They are the same person in a lot of respects. Not about that life.
He's the only logical. He's the only smart one there. He's like, actually, we shouldn't do this. Oh, no, we're going to do it anyway? Okay, then I'm going to wait over here for y'all, and y'all can go do it and meet me back over here. Yep. He's always headless and disassembled because he gets involved with these crazy people. And I really understand 3PO. He didn't want no parts and nothing. He was minding his business. And I love minding my business.
You do.
And you do not.
Well, so, I'm just saying, when you need to be, you can be an R2-D2. You'll come in clutch and save us every once in a while.
I come in clutch, you know.
Every once in a while. You're not gonna kill Darth Vader or nothing, but you're gonna stop the elevator. You're gonna distract people. You're gonna be clutch.
Yeah, I'd poison him. I wouldn't fight Darth Vader, but I'd slip some in his drink. You know,
that man's already poisoned. Look at his face.
Like Humpty Dumpty. We're not there yet.
My bad. Sorry.
So
Obi-Wan sacrifices himself.
Wait. They got in the shootout. They escape with Leia.
Wait, no.
Don't they get betrayed in this one, or is that the next one? No, that's the next one.
That's later. Yeah, but I'm saying Obi-Wan dies fighting Darth Vader in this one.
Yeah.
That's the first time they meet after a long time. Oh, and that's one little caveat. Obi-Wan keeps calling him Darth, like his name is Darth. But Darth is a title, so his name is Vader. His name is Darth Vader.
So that's an inconsistency.
That's an inconsistency. They call him Darth, but Obi-Wan, while he starts training Luke in the ways of the Force and the Jedi, and he's like, hey, I trained your father. We were best friends, bro. Your father's dead. Darth Vader killed him, and we're gonna figure out later that Obi-Wan's a big fat liar, from a certain point of view. That's what he says.
Right.
So yeah,
it depends on he. Yeah,
the point of view of a liar.
Darth Vader did kill Luke's dad. He wasn't his dad anymore. He was somebody else, you know?
He went to the store to get some milk, never came back. Came back looking like an egg.
No. That, you can't say that. That would be a lie. The way Obi-Wan did it was artful. That was an artful lie he told.
Obi-Wan's
and
full
it was
of
necessary.
crap.
So, yeah. So
then they go shoot the Death Star.
Wait.
Oh.
Obi-Wan dies first, right?
Before
they go shoot the Death Star.
Yeah.
I did not understand I didn't even remember that Obi-Wan died fighting Darth Vader, because I was still disconnecting Obi-Wan in the first 3 movies with this Ben Kenobi. So later on when we rewatched the movies, I was like, oh yeah, man, Obi-Wan died. I was like, he did? I didn't know what was happening. I watched the original trilogy in confusion.
Yeah.
I just went through them. I didn't know what was happening, who these people were.
Yeah.
It was too much of a mental disconnect from
That's
me.
you through most of life, though.
How dare you?
Walking around in a fog of
Don't try me.
confusion.
No, I don't.
Of confusion.
No, I don't. No, I don't. So, yeah.
Baby, what channel was that show we were watching on?
Nothing.
You think a Jedi or something?
That's nothing. You will forget that you were talking about that. So, Luke winds up after his sort of training with Obi-Wan. He winds up being able to use the Force to blow up the Death Star.
Well, you're missing something. I just want to point this part out. My boy Han came in clutch. So Han gets paid, and he's like, "Peace out. This is a lost cause." And in his Millennium Falcon, he takes off. You know, that's the sound he made when he took off. Narrow. So Luke, for some reason, this young boy leads a squad of X-fighters and Y-wings and bombers to go blow up the Death Star. So they're doing a great job. But you see, you forgot about Darth Vader's past. I'm looking at you. You forgot about Darth Vader's past. He's an ace pilot. Darth Vader comes out here crisscrossing, zapping people left, right, blah, 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 blah.
Man.
So, yeah, out here, ace pilot. Out here dropping rebels left and right. He's dangerous on land.
Before the Death Star was blown up?
Right,
well,
yeah.
It doesn't matter because the Death Star was blown up.
No. They're on the way to blow it up. He's taking them out before they can blow it up. Mm-hmm. Then Han Solo, that little rebel, comes back, and he's the only person able to land on shot on Darth Vader. He takes out Darth Vader's ship, giving Luke the time to blow it up. That's why my theory is Han Solo, you have the Force. But yeah, back to what you were saying.
That's all I was saying.
Oh, okay.
They blew up the Death Star.
Luke killed about 1 million people because it's the side of a planet.
Is what it is.
It is what it is.
You know.
Hey, it happens.
Happens. It was for the greater good.
For the greater good.
And
Killed a bunch of Nazis.
Yeah.
Because the Empire is definitely based off of Nazis. They wear the same type of clothes. They salute kind of funny. But look at their pants. Those pants are straight up Nazi pants. So yeah, if anybody thinks the Empire is the good guy, you may need to register with the FBI. All right.
Nobody ever said the Empire
Baby, I've seen some things.
is full of good guys.
Baby, I've seen some things.
Okay. So that is A New Hope.
Yes.
And we still need to talk about the next.
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back is number 2.
All right. So they introduce in this movie one of the coolest characters. Oh, wait. Well, I'm jumping around a little bit. I'm talking about, my boy Lando. So they start off on the ice planet of Hoth. And, Luke out here going around doing his Lukey Luke thing. He gets attacked by a giant, for lack of a better word, abominable snowman slashes his face. The reason why they included that scene was in real life, the actor who plays Luke, Mark Hamill, got into a car accident and actually had facial scars. So they had to do something to kind of explain how he got those scars, and that's what they chose to do. So Han Solo, once again being a real one, goes up.
They talk about how he wasn't always a real one who cared about the folks around him. He developed, and now in this movie, he's willing to actually go out into the snow and be heroic and look for Luke. Whereas Luke in A New Hope, Han Solo in A New Hope would have been like, not my business, flying off.
Wait, you say that, but Han in A New Hope came back and saved Luke from his daddy, Darth Vader. So, back to what I was saying.
But Han did not care about most things. If it wasn't involving money,
or Jabba,
being a crook, or Chewie,
or girls.
Yeah.
So basically, most people.
No, he didn't.
Most people.
He was developing into more of a team player.
Yeah, team player. And also, he liked Luke. They were like big brother, little brother in the movies. So he finds Luke. He uses his famous laser sword. He chops open the his ride, which is like some weird looking camel type thing, and he shoves Luke inside of it to stay warm so they don't freeze and die. Noble hero Han Solo. So they go back to the base, and they start getting attacked by Darth Vader.
Oh, and what is it called? Leaks? What are those big robots?
Oh, AT-ATs.
AT-AT?
The big walking things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to get there. That's what that. So they all start escaping, trying to evacuate the rebel base because they can't handle them. And Luke's like, I'm about to clutch it. And he does the famous scene where he weaves a wire between these giant walking machines. I believe they're called AT-AT. It's like all-terrain assault tanks or something weird like that. I need to brush up on this part of the lore. I've watched videos on it. I always forget. And he has that famous scene where he wires their legs around and they end up collapsing and falling. Fun fact.
I feel like things happened before. I feel like we're jumping to like the middle of the.
No, the movie runs pretty quick. It's broken up into like kind of 2 or 3 main parts.
Okay.
Yeah. So that happens on that planet. Fun fact: Spider-Man references that in Civil War and uses that method to take down Ant-Man, and when he's in just giant man form. But moving on. So they all kind of evacuate. Han and Leia go to visit Han's old friend Lando, and Luke goes to go meet a little green gremlin known as Yoda, who is just the absolute worst. Yoda is the worst in this movie. He is so annoying.
No, I like Yoda in this movie.
Look for Yoda. Yoda, I know.
I like Yoda. He's kind of a troll, but it's
he
good
is a troll.
I mean, I feel like Yoda gets to be a troll, and I like him in this movie because Luke is thinking. He's basically trying to slow Luke down and get him to really consider, what it means to have and use the Force, because there's the what is it? I know there's dark side, but what's the regular side of the Force? The light side. Light side. There's a dark and the light side of the Force, and so he's trying to make him. He's a troll about it, but he's trying to make him really seriously consider and like face his past. Right. Yes. To make sure he can do it well. So
because he is his father's son. He's talented, he's strong, he's learning, but that type of stuff can lead to, failure. You look at all these child star and child prodigy athletes today, they have the same issue. They hit success so quick and they get caught up in that glitz and the glam and the lifestyle and they fail. Oh, and another fun fact, which I didn't really notice, but I watched the video, they talked about it. In Star Wars, you can tell by how people are, by how they treat their droids. So when Luke first gets his droids, he's talking to them kind of like slaves, because for all intents and purposes, they're not real beings, they're robots, but they can still communicate and stuff like that. But he treats them like, do this, do that, oh, you're so annoying, dumb robot, hunk of junk, whatever. In this movie, you can see how the bond grew and how he's treating R2 much better. He takes R2 with him to go meet Yoda, and R2 is the one thing keeping him sane in this whole mess. But I
didn't notice that.
That's a fun little fact.
Yeah.
So
so he goes to train with Yoda.
Yeah, and
then he leaves his training early.
Oh, we're gonna get there.
What?
So Yoda starts teaching him about the Force, about there is no try, and his Force powers really improve. So he's already been honing his lightsaber skills a little bit along the way, but that's only part of it. He's much better with the Force thanks to Yoda. And there's a scene where his X-wing sinks and he can't get it out of the ocean. And Luke's like, this is impossible. And Yoda just raises it by himself. And then drops it. Yoda,
bro.
Yeah, except for he let this whole society collapse.
And listen,
but
everybody has their own will, Yoda, if Yoda had his way and he would just control everyone, then
that's
the
terrible.
Outcomes would have exactly. So Yoda did what he could do.
Okay, yep.
He's still the GOAT.
And then Yoda drops it back in there, kind of signifying that if you want to get to the next point of your training, that's where you have to go. To be able to like raise kind of like the X-wing, that's kind of like the final step. Not exactly the final step, but that's a big milestone. That's like, all right, you've moved on from just a kid that's dabbling in it to you're pretty strong and we can start going further.
It was about his mindset.
Yeah, it was his mindset, right? Because that's why I said there is no try.
There is no try.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Nike.
That's what he was trying to teach him.
Yoda, the first Nike sponsor. Just do it.
Change your mindset.
Yeah. So then, while this is going on, Han is kicking it with his old pal Lando, who he stole the Millennium Falcon from. Having a great time. Lando, played by Billy D. Williams, suave. My boy out here with the perm hair. I know who Billy D. Williams is. I saw Star Wars. No, you did it. I knew who it was too.
You didn't know he was he was so popular.
No, I did.
Doing all these things.
So here's a funny thing. I love Donald Glover, who actually played Lando in a later movie. And he tells a funny story about how when he was a kid, his mom bought him a Billy D. Williams action figure, and she was like, "Don't mess it up," because how handsome Billy D. Williams. She was like, "Do not mess this toy up. He's handsome. He's wonderful." But good old Billy D. out here chilling with his old friend Han and Chewbacca, putting the moves on Leia. And by the way, in this movie, Leia kisses Luke. That's disgusting. She
Honey,
kisses
don't
him.
skip around. Just keep
No, that
going.
happened much earlier. She kissed Luke to make Han jealous because Han's like, "Look at me, princess," and she's like,
Mwah.
so, but yeah,
They're with Lando.
yeah, Lando is in charge of a mining town on Cloud City, so he's the mayor of it, runs everything. And Han comments on how much he grew as a person, like the old Lando I'd never know would be like this. He's like, "I've changed a lot, man." And while they're chilling out on Cloud City, dun dun dun,
Darth Vader.
my boy pulls up, and it turns out Lando betrayed him.
But he had to.
He had to, right?
He had to, which I was still mad.
But you get it.
But I understood.
Right.
But I was still like, bro, you a traitor. Like, you couldn't find a way to finesse Darth Vader,
No.
But.
And the reason why he betrayed him was because Darth Vader said two things. One, if you don't turn over Han and Princess Leia, every single person here will die in your city. And then two, he promised not to hurt them. So Lando's like, I have no choice. So as soon as Darth Vader starts violating his promise and starts beating up Han and trying to hurt them, Lando springs into action and tries to save him, but he fails, unfortunately. Along the way, Leia kind of reaches out to Luke, and Luke can feel the distress.
I think we're kind of missing something here. Like, we didn't talk about from the first movie to this one why Darth Vader is going so hard to get them.
I'm getting there.
You were getting there.
Yeah,
that's supposed to be at the beginning.
No, because you're gonna find out later on why he does. He won't hurt Leia. He beats the crap out of Han, but you're gonna find out why. And he's ready to turn Han over to yeah. That was his first appearance of Boba Fett too. Boba Fett is with Darth Vader walking around, which is kind of funny because later on you realize that Boba Fett's a clone, and Darth Vader when he was Anakin led a whole battalion of clones, and he was known as a good leader. So it's kind of cool to see him and a clone back together working together. But yeah, so he takes Han, puts him in carbonite. That's the frozen scene, and right before Han gets frozen, Leia
I was so sad when I got frozen, man. I was like, no, because they tried to stop it from happening. I think, right?
Yeah, that's what Lando was doing.
He ended up going in. He ended up.
That's what Lando was trying to stop. That's the whole hurting part. And then that's where the famous scene Leia goes, "I love you," and Han looks back with a smirk and goes, I know.
He a jerk. Imagine, why would you say that? Because
he's cool.
You could be frozen in carbonite until the end of time, and those are gonna be your last words and your response to me saying I love you. I would have slapped his carbonite.
I know that because that's why I say to Kira all the time. She just hits me. So
I would have got one slap in before he was fully frozen. Like, have you lost your mind, bucko? So
back to the story and not Kira's anger, her woman anger.
How dare he? Man didn't deserve that.
So Luke goes to save him, and Yoda's like, "No, if you save him, you'll never finish your training, and you can turn to the dark side." Luke's like, "Deuces," and he uses the Force and lifts the X-wing outside of the swamp, jumps in it, takes off. He gets to Cloud City, and Lando kind of helps him find out where they are. So along the way, Darth Vader finds where Luke is and singles him out, and they do battle. Luke is holding his own kind of well, but it turns out Darth Vader's just playing with him. And he goes, "Luke."
What you said.
He's like, "Hey, I'm your daddy." And Luke's like, "What?" And then he chops off his hands like, "Welcome to the fifth."
Did he say it like that?
He said something. If not, "I am your father," but something similar to that. It's like,
"I'm your father."
Daddy. And
I'm your pappy.
Yep. And chops off his hand. Luke's like, as you get that famous scene, no.
That scene, I was like, oh, it's too much going on. I can't. What's happening? He didn't chop his arm off.
Right.
Mind you, I'm still not really piecing things together mentally because these are the old movies.
No, tell me what you read.
Oh, yeah. They ruined it. Disney Plus.
You hold it.
So I was watching these on Disney Plus, and when I got to this second movie, Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
In the captions, because I read the subtitles or the caption for
the description of the movie.
The description for the movie. I read it. Disney Plus had the nerve to put, and Anakin turns into, or no.
Luke has to deal with finding out that Darth Vader is actually his father.
But I don't think that's what it said. It was like Anakin as Darth Vader does blah blah blah, and I'm just sitting there.
That's the third movie.
Huh?
That's the third. That happens in movie number 3. What you told me happened was when you were reading the description of the movie, it said Luke has to deal with the fact that his father is Darth Vader.
No, that's not what happened.
Okay, well that's a different movie. That's a different. Hey, that's what you said to me.
No, I didn't.
Yes, it is.
Josh.
Because he doesn't become Darth Vader in this movie. So why would they say that? So you have the movies mixed up.
What do you mean? Anakin was already Darth Vader when he chops Luke's arm off.
Yeah, you said he has to deal with the fact of becoming Darth Vader.
No, that I didn't say anything about Luke at all.
You said Anakin has to deal with the fact he's becoming Darth Vader.
It has. Let me tell how it happened.
Roll the tape back.
Ain't no tape to roll. I was reading the Disney Plus for this second movie, and it was like Anakin as Darth Vader does whatever. They spoiled it. Because I was still confused. I didn't know who Darth Vader was. I didn't know that Annie, sweet little Annie, was Darth Vader. So this is what I mean when I say everybody doesn't know the complete lore of Star Wars, okay? Some people are very new to it and just getting into it, and they deserve to be surprised as well.
15 people don't know the full lore of Star Wars. Most of them are in tribes that have not been with modern technology in society.
Okay, thank
and
you.